Good morning. Welcome back to SBJ Weekend Review. I'm Keagan Holsey. To my left is Chad Holsey. How we doing this morning, Chad?
I am doing fantastic. It was a good weekend. A lot of good stuff happened. A lot of people around. So yeah, it was good. We're happy with everything that went down as far as I can tell.
And with how gross and gloomy it is outside, you should be able to see us pretty good this week. Don't have to worry about the sun beaming in and ruining our ring light. It's kind of blinding me right now.
Yes,
It.
It is a different feel, but with all the rain and the clouds we have behind us this morning, I guess we needed the rain, so I think it's a good thing. But I'm not happy with it potentially keeping people from coming to our trunk or treat. So we'll see. We'll see how all that goes.
I do really like the rain. But trunk or treat's gonna blow this year.
So I'm okay. I'm okay with the rain as long as I don't have to be out in it. Like as long as I'm inside working, rain all day long. But if I'm out having to pick up kids and take kids home on a bus, I think we should cancel school.
I wish it only rained at night and it rained every night.
Well, that just seems like a lot.
But I'm glad it wasn't raining Saturday night.
Saturday night
when we did the bonfire, that would have been sad.
Seemed to have a good time. So tell us about that. What happened Saturday? What all went on? Tell us about the corn maze and.
Well, we can go back a little bit because I've had a phenomenal week. Probably one of my favorite weeks of the year so far. Pumpkin carving contest was Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
And Bentley has won for the second year in a row. He is on fire. Of course, this year he did a Texas Longhorns football helmet, so I was a little biased. But
Haley and Alex were on board with that.
Well,
how'd you override that?
Well, Haley is a Longhorns fan.
That helps.
Dusty and Lisa also helped judge, but the reason the three of them agreed, and Alex was very against it at first. He saw it was Longhorns and said, "There's no way I'm voting for that." But the way he did the face mask was honestly so impressive that I was able to convince the other three to vote along with it because it was perfectly symmetrical and. It doesn't seem like it'd be a hard thing to do, but looking at it, you're like, that looks like it was pretty difficult.
Because you're trying to make it look 3D, like it's a real deal.
Well, in a lot of the years, there's not really a whole lot of competition. A lot of people aren't especially in the dudes category, they're just not as talented.
I don't think they have the patience for it, though, either. It's kind of one of those deals like, oh, man, let's get this over with.
But Kelso had a great one. I loved his pumpkin. He did. He brought a tennis ball from home, and one of the eyes, he had a tennis ball going into the eye and used pumpkin seeds as tears coming out, which I thought was pretty funny. It was pretty clever.
Funny.
So he got either second or third.
He should have got first.
And then Sarah Grace won. It's her first time winning. She won for the girls, and she did like the Elmo standing in the fire meme, which was pretty funny, but it looked really good. But yeah, pumpkin carving was super fun. The youth department still smells terrible from it, though. And then Saturday, we did the corn maze. So we all met here at 5. Steve Lewis was a huge help in that. Shout out him. He rearranged his plans a little bit so that he could help us and drive the bus down there. And then we went to Town Creek Valley Farm over in, I think it's in LJ or right between Pickens and LJ.
So it's
over in that direction.
Yeah.
The guy that owns it is one of the nicest dudes ever, and he's always been super good to our youth department.
So shout out to them. What's the name again?
Town Creek Valley Farm.
Town Creek Valley Farm. You guys go out there, run through the corn. You got 7 acres, right?
7 acres of cornfield, and actually there's a little bit of it that the rain has knocked down some of the corn, so the prices have dropped. So it's actually only $5 a person now if some of y'all were looking for a cheap corn maze, and it's really good. Super nice guy. They also got hayride. You can pick flowers.
You also support a local dude, so that part's really good too.
And he's so nice.
Yeah.
We love sitting there and talking to him. He comes to our live nativity every year.
Does he really?
Yeah, he was asking us what the date was this year. And
that's cool.
I invited him to the trunk or treat. He said, I think our church is doing a trunk or treat that same night. And I said, well, perfect. You can take your kids to both of them.
Yeah.
So super nice guy. Go check them out. We had a great time there. Haley found the rock for the second year in a row.
That's impressive.
Yeah, well, technically Alex found it this year. I'm not going to let her claim it.
Well, now that they're married, they are one, so technically Haley found it.
I guess, but that was super fun. We came straight back here. Avery Dickinson DoorDashed McDonald's.
There you go. There you go. Got to do what you got to do.
And so we had a bunch of people give us a ton of wood Dusty gave us a ton of pallets. Lamar Long gave us a lot of firewood, which was actually nice because we had a mountain of pallets for the initial bonfire, and I'd gotten marshmallows, and what I didn't realize is that was way too big of a fire and way too hot for them to do marshmallows, and
Right.
nobody was willing to get close to it. So eventually, once that fire died down, we threw on a bunch of firewood, and it was a lot more tame of a fire that they could roast the marshmallows on. And then we came up here and played some basketball, gaga, hung out on the playground, and just super good night. Everybody seemed to have a really good time. I had a great time. I was tired by the end of it because it's just been a long week, but a very, very good week. But yeah, it was a good event.
Good. Well, I was glad that Kelso showed up even without Bentley. I noticed on there that Bentley wasn't there, but he still came. He felt comfortable and that he was a part, and this was my group, and so I'm going kind of deal. And I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was
it's his youth group too.
Absolutely. But, I think that's cool that he was like, yeah, oh, man, I'm going. Whether Bentley's there or not, I'm in. Yeah. So I think that's cool.
Well, and it helps that they have everybody's seems to be friends with each other in our youth group. So there's not like real cliques or anything. Everybody kind of gets along with everybody. So
yeah,
even if your main guy's not there, you got a bunch of other dudes that you can hang out with and have a good time.
That's cool. That's cool. Very cool. Well, sounds like a fun Saturday. My Saturday, I didn't have to. I got to do a wedding, and so I got reword that maybe. Did a wedding ceremony. I was awesome. Got to wear my cowboy hat, which was great. And I'm just telling you, if you're looking for a guy to do a wedding and you want to pay me $500, I'm in. So
and I can also do weddings now, but I charge $1,000.
You're $1,000. Okay. Well,
never done one before, but I'm still going to put the price at $1,000 just so it's worth my time.
Set the bar high.
Funerals are $2,000. Because funerals scare me. The idea of doing a funeral sounds
funerals a little tougher.
terrifying.
There's no doubt about it. And even though you're not, even if you're not emotionally involved, meaning like you didn't really know the person or whatever, they're still.
It's just heavy.
Yeah, it's just a heavy deal. It's a heavy day. It's a heavy, and I don't think people think about that for the pastor and him having to get up and preach the word and do the say the words and do what he has to do. It's definitely a heavier deal. But then weddings can also, they bring their own dangers.
I feel like
there's their
both
own.
Things takes a lot of trust is being put in your hands.
Well, and you can mess up. Some people consider their greatest day. Or you can mess up, man, he went in there and just botched my dad's funeral. So either way, it can be a bad deal.
Right.
So kind of a scary thing. But, you do a couple and you're like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But, so yeah.
And then Saturday, or was that? No, that was Friday night. Friday night, I got to go to Jordan Lingerfelt's senior night football game, and that was a lot of fun. It was freezing, but I got to watch old Jordan hit some people, which is always nice.
Oh yeah.
We got a picture after the game with him. Crazy that he's a senior now. That blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you think he was such a little dude when we first started coming, or when they first started coming, to now being a senior in high school.
It's just weird that we've been here long enough that the ones who were little kids are now getting close to graduating.
Seniors,
and even the ones that are like every year when kids promote up to my class, it always blows my mind that they're old enough to be in my class now.
They're too little to be here.
There's no way. You got to send them back down. They're not ready. But it's always so fun, and seeing how much the dynamic shifts when the new people come, how much they bring to the table. I know Hudson coming up. Haley loves Hudson.
Hudson's a cool kid, man.
Loves Hudson.
He's
so
a good
much.
kid.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
He's always tired though.
Is he?
Every time he walks in, I'm like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "Man, I'm tired."
He lives a tough, active, busy life.
But in Saturday, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm just super tired." And I was like, "Well, probably having people at your house till midnight last night didn't help."
No.
And he said, "No, it did not."
Yeah, they had a surprise birthday party for Jed Friday night. We went out there. We were late. We obviously weren't there for when he first arrived.
I was sad that I couldn't go.
But man, it was good and a lot of folks, and just it's fun celebrating. Jed, 40 years old. He's an old dude now.
And cool to see how loved he is. How many people were there and
man,
shout out for him. Super cool. But That's
good.
the week leading up to Sunday. So how was your Sunday school this week?
We were
Y'all
down.
still parenting?
Well, yeah. Well, we're wrapping up. I don't think people, are crazy about the conversation. Maybe I don't know. But anyhow, we were down, and we had a few people that were gone. And of course, we're in that swing now. I lose 2 ladies every other 2 weeks because they're working upstairs in the kids. So my group gets hit. See, I feel like my group gets hit harder than any other class because that they do their swing upstairs, do their tour of duty with the kids, and so we're down a little bit, but man, a good spirit, a good attitude, and we were talking about the barometer in your marriage and in your family, and the whole idea was the barometer in your marriage is having a conversation, being on the same page of how you feel like things are going. But really, ultimately, when they talk about, I don't think things are going good, and then you talk to the wife, and she says, I think things are going great, or vice versa. But I think ultimately all that is communication. And for whatever reason, when it comes to couples, when it comes to people, we don't seem to have the ability or the knack or whatever to communicate those things without it turning into a fight or an argument or whatever. And so I guess that's part of the conversation is just trying to have a conversation. Let's talk about it. And for whatever reason, one of the number one things that kill a marriage is people stop talking. And of course, Charlie Kirk, that was one of his things about our society. One of the things that kills our society is when we stop talking. And so I think one of the big things is just to have a conversation. And but I think it's also, hey, how do you feel like things are going? And he said you can do it on different topics. Like, how do you feel like our finances are going? And Tracy may say, well, I think they're going great. And I'm like, well, I think they're going terrible. And so then we can discuss and kind of fill out where we're at and kind of fill the barometer, if you will, on what's happening in our finances. But you can use that for everything. How do you feel like me and you are doing? How do you feel like the kids are doing? How do you feel like? And so it was just a neat little practice for us to just think about. But ultimately, what it boils down to is communication.
Does barometer just mean like a measurement of where you're at?
Yeah, hot or cold. So they use clouds. So they had thunderstorms with lightning and rain coming out of it. Then they had just a cloud and with a little bit of rain. And then they had a cloud. And then they had a sun in the cloud. And then they had more sun, less clouds, and then bright sun. And like when you look at your marriage or you look at whatever the topic is, where do you find it? Are you in thunderstorms, or are you sunshiny, or are you somewhere between? And it's just
what kind of storm would you say you and Tracy have?
None. We have a perfect marriage, and that thing just rolls so well. And I don't think any of that. It's crazy, but none of that really applies to us because we're
so you just got it figured out.
Yeah, well, I think after, all these years, absolutely, I don't have nothing figured out. Just as I think I have something figured out, she changes the rules, and then I don't have nothing figured out. So that's just how that works. But and she probably would say the same thing about me. So, but I think that's part of the communication and talking, and I think that's important in any relationship, whether it's like me and you as father and son, or me and Tracy as husband and wife, or you and your sister as siblings, just
me and her don't fight anymore. We're good.
It happens when one moves out. So
we're locked.
That's good. Yeah,
she's nicer to me now than she ever has been.
But that happens, and I think you realize how close maybe you really were, but you didn't realize it then that you see it now. You know what I mean? And then you're more grateful for your sibling because they're not, I guess, in the house anymore. Not that y'all hang out anymore or any less, because y'all probably hang out about the same. But the whole idea of, now she's not at the house. So.
Yeah. It was fun getting to spend that day with her at the junior high trunk or treat.
Yeah. I came in at the end of that, but
we had a good time.
Yeah. I think that's good. And you'll find those moments are more enjoyable. Like I think Tuesday night, we're doing the fish fry. We caught a bunch of fish down at Panama City Beach. And
what are the girls going to eat?
I don't
know they ain't eating fish.
I know they ain't eating fish, but whatever, they can figure it out. They go to McDonald's. And but I know that those events, us getting together as a family and frying the fish and hanging out and eating, I think is going to have more value now that she doesn't live at the house. So of course she still has a full bedroom of stuff. and stuff on the landing and that kind of stuff.
And in the
But whatever.
garage. And
Yeah. Well, one day we'll hope, we'll pray, we'll see. It'll be fun. So yeah, that was Sunday school. Sunday was good. Like I said, down a little bit, but good conversation. And hopefully what we've talked about the last several weeks has been an encouragement for people and help people that are married, that kind of a deal, or even help with just even relationship stuff. Say you're not even married, but you have relationships with people, and hopefully some of these things will transfer over to where they're applicable and help you. And then now we move on to something new and something different. And if you ask what that is, I would have to say I have no idea right now. And I hope that.
I bet you're going to copy me.
Well, tell me what you're doing, and I might copy it.
Well, we just since we wrapped up 1 Thessalonians, was looking for the next book to switch to, and it just so happened that Kyle Idleman came out with a series on 2 Peter. So
nice. So I think I'm going to do 2 Peter by Kyle Idleman. I think our people would really like Kyle. So we really like Kyle in our class, and so
I love Kyle so much.
He's really good.
So I kind of we don't watch the videos in class because I find they do not respond well to videos.
Gotcha.
Even if I get up and talk at the end of them, they don't like the videos. They can't follow. So I'm kind of watching the videos, enjoying them, and then working on
building
the lesson of kind of using some of his stuff, because I don't know what I like about Kyle is he like, I don't know if you watch like his sermons, I guess, and not his video series, he talks about, he goes through things very intellectually. He's almost kind of like this nerdy guy, and I think he's really funny too. His books are great. If you were looking for a new book, he's got a ton of them. I just started reading Gods at War. You read that one?
Great book. Fantastic book.
Super good so far. So,
yeah.
And we read Every Thought Captive recently, which he even has. If you're wanting to do a series on that, he has.
We've already done it.
20. He has the video series on it, but then he has like 20 sermons that he did on it.
Oh, really? See, I don't know about the sermons.
And I mean, I've watched every bit of content he's put out about the book, and he breaks everything down in so many different ways that there's really so many ways you can go about doing a series on it. So, anyways, super cool. So we've started 2 Peter.
Well, that's good. I would start that.
Started 2 Peter. I actually have notes this time, so I'm not going to sit here for a second trying to remember what we talked about. But we kind of went through 2 Peter 1 through 11 and asked ourselves two kind of difficult questions. But see, one of the verses we read through, he gives you a bunch of qualities. So I'm just going to go ahead and read that verse. It's 5 through 8. It says, "For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, and virtue with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with steadfastness, and steadfastness with godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and brotherly affection with love. For if these qualities are yours and are increasing, they keep you from being ineffective or unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ." Which is a really good verse for us because in 1 Thessalonians we were kind of breaking down at one part how dangerous it is just to be an ineffective or unfruitful member of the church. So it's cool that now we're getting a list of qualities that you can look through where Peter says, hey, if you're growing in these qualities, it will keep you from being ineffective or unfruitful. And then another verse, 2 Peter 10 through 11, we kind of talked about how he gives a challenge and then a promise. Says, "Therefore, brothers, be all the more diligent to confirm your calling and election. For if you practice these qualities, you will never fall. For in this way there will be richly provided for you an entrance into the eternal kingdom of our Lord, Savior, Jesus Christ." So the first question was, how do I view myself in relation to Jesus? And I was kind of like, obviously, I don't make them answer out loud.
Well, it's probably a question. So when you ask those questions for a lot of students, but even for adults, they've never put that kind of thought.
Well, and if they do, I find like if I were to ask, so we used to split them up at the first Wednesday night of every month, boys and girls, and in that setting they talk a lot, and you can get them to talk. But what I find is when you ask these difficult questions, instead of actually sitting down with it, processing it, trying to evaluate themselves, they give what they think the correct biblical answer would be. And so for this, I kind of just said, write this down, and this week sit on that and think about it. Like, don't just say what you think the answer should be, but truthfully, based on your actions and how you live your life, where are you putting yourself in relation to Jesus? And kind of the way Kyle broke it down was, you can either view yourself as like a student or a servant or someone who knows that it should be one of those two, but instead you kind of take the reins on a lot of things and don't rely on God in a way that you should. And that's kind of, in some translations, Peter starts off by, in the intro, saying, I'm a servant to Christ, but in other versions says I'm a slave to Christ. And that's not like, obviously, he's being forced against his will, but that he is in humble submission to Jesus. And that idea is kind of a hard thing to look at. But then the other question that's pretty hard to answer, am I growing? Which, honestly, at their age, when I was in that class year to year, I really wasn't growing at all. And it's not that I was like trying not to grow. I think I just didn't realize that I wasn't growing. But I also wasn't putting in any effort to grow. So having them take that home and sit down and look at where you were last year, and I don't mean physically, because we were looking at pictures of the last year's pumpkin carving contest, because I was trying to figure out who got first, and seeing that picture of Bentley last year compared to now, he looked like a baby last year. Now he looks so much older. Anyways, I was like, I'm not talking physically, but one of the things I encourage them to do is, with their quiet time, keep a journal and write down stuff and your thoughts and what you're thinking through, stuff that you're dealing with at the time. And the reason for that is because I've gotten to, with my Woodlands journals, look back a year before, same exact time, and see how funny it is, the stuff that I thought was a big deal, that's now not, compared to what's going on now, or the way I viewed certain verses last year compared to now, like the different takeaways that I was getting from it. So I said, just sit down and figure out, are you growing? And if you're not, what do you need to do to grow? And then one of the verses Peter says in here, he says, make every effort. He's not saying, in some areas, give everything you got, and then others just cruise. He's not saying just cruise altogether, don't get complacent, but in all categories, make every effort to continue to be growing in your walk with God. And then the other verse that we have is 2 Peter 1, 3 through 5. I think is really important, because a lot of this stuff, especially like, I guess when I was in high school, looking at dudes that worked at Woodlands, I was like, man, they're awesome. They're on fire for God. But I don't think I'll ever be able to get to that point. That seems like out of reach for me, because a lot of this stuff seems overwhelming. When you read through that list of qualities, it's pretty overwhelming to think about growing in every single one of those qualities. But 3 through 5 says, his divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness through the knowledge of him who called us to his own glory and excellence, by which he has granted to us his precious and very great promises, so that through them you may become partakers of the divine nature, having escaped from the corruption that is in the world because of sinful desire. For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, and virtue with knowledge. So what he's kind of saying there is, God's already given you everything you need to be able to live a godly life. The same power that rose Jesus from the dead is living in you, and that's not something that's out of reach. If it was us trying to do it on our own, then it is out of reach, but because it's God working through us, it's possible. And so that's kind of how the intro to 2 Peter went for us in Sunday school. I've really enjoyed getting to watch through Kyle's stuff, and I think I just like an excuse to watch Kyle. So it's been good. I'm excited for 2 Peter.
2 Peter. Yeah, we've done, in our Sunday school, we did Ever Thought Captive, and worked really well. It was really good for me because it helped me to, kind of evaluate my time on my phone, my time on, whatever, computer or whatever, and just really take a step back and look at what's coming in, because what's coming in ultimately affects your inside, affects, we talked Sunday about being clean on the inside, or dirty on the inside, clean on the outside, but dirty on the inside. And but that dirty on the inside is affected by what you're putting in, whether it's clean or dirty. It's all based on, what's coming in. And so, that Ever Thought Captive was a good book. I read it, and then we did the study in Sunday school, and it was really good. I think a few people read the book as well along with me, but it was a good study. It made you think. It gave you a time to, hey, I need to.
I think it's also a good book for people that are overthinkers like we are.
Yeah.
Understanding how to take control of it when your brain's just trying to take over and feed you lies and stuff. So I don't know. It's good for a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
Great
Absolutely.
book.
Yeah, no, it's a
Highly
good book.
recommend.
That's our recommendation of the day is Ever Thought Captive, Kyle Idleman. Good book. And if you've already read that, go to Gods at War. Also a thought-provoking book to make you think about,
What's the other one he has?
what are the gods in your life?
Not a Fan.
Not a Fan
Oh
was
my
his first.
gosh,
Not a Fan was his
so
first.
good.
Or his first big one, that everybody, that's when his name became very known, was when that came out. But he's done a lot of stuff since then.
And Not a Fan and Gods at War, two very convicting books.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll point out
incredible.
some stuff in your life that you didn't even realize.
Absolutely.
So, especially Gods at War, when it's talking about different idols in your life that you don't even realize are
You don't even realize
there.
it's an idol.
I think the picture he uses where your entire living room is centered around a TV.
Yeah,
that's like
fantastic.
oh crap, we basically have
Yeah.
a little golden calf set up right there. It's crazy,
yeah.
and you just don't even realize it. So.
Well, and then you have one in the bedroom, and you have one in the kitchen, and one in the living room, and
Some people
one
have
in the
one above the
bathroom.
bathtub.
Yeah, one in the truck. I mean, one in the car, and one
which
in the,
I am so jealous of. The people that have one in their bathroom. I would love to. I don't know. Watch TV in the showers just sounds awesome. Especially last night after playing volleyball and I was freezing to death, and I really only took a shower to get my core temperature back up. I was in there for a while, and having a TV would have been nice.
Wow, so you wasted a bunch of hot water.
I did, and
Gotcha.
it was worth it.
Worth it? Why? You don't pay for the water. I guess you do. You pay rent.
I took the thing, just blasted it on my feet for a while, and you know how like when you go out, I guess the first time I experienced it, when we were here, it was snowing, and I went out and played in the snow like all day, and then when I came back inside and got in like a hot shower, how like everything itches so bad.
Stings.
That's what was going on my feet. So I was.
So last night we did play volleyball. About 15 to 18 people showed up.
Which honestly, for those that showed up, shout out you because that was miserable weather, and I respect you for willing to still get out and play because it was freezing. It was raining through most of the games.
It was awful.
And we stuck it out. I mean, Alan Box's shirt was soaked by the end of it.
Yeah.
And he was still spiking it down on people.
Well, so I want to know how many people are sick today.
I'm getting there.
By the time this is published, I imagine there'll be 4 or 5 people at home sick as a dog because they were playing in the rain, in the wet sand. But it also is.
I can't afford to get sick right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing something every single day this week.
Yeah. Let's call them. Yeah.
If I get sick, it's going to be a brutal week.
It'll be a long week. So, but we had a bunch of people show up. We had a good time. A new visitor with a college student that was here, which was cool. And
super nice guy.
Super nice guy. And so I came in. My story is I was doing something.
Yeah, let's break down this story.
No, there's no breakdown. I was doing something. I was running late. And so I got here, and y'all were already playing. You already had 6 and 6 on each side, and Scott was standing out there as if he was waiting to get in.
I felt bad for Scotty and Steve for going all the way out there and not getting to play. But
Yeah.
we tried to get them in. But Steve is basically in a suit and dress shoes.
Yeah, he's still in the dress pants and nice brown dress shoes and a dress shirt, and so I don't know what he was doing, but they so y'all were already going, and I wasn't needed. So I was very, very happy to grab a chair right inside the gym. We had the big garage door open, and I sat down with Alex and Haley, which I guess they were happy inside underneath a blanket as well. They both had blankets sitting in their fancy chairs that they got for their wedding.
That boy Alex had wool socks on.
I know, right? And so they weren't going out. And I thought, well, man, I'll go. So then I started shooting baskets a little bit. And me and Steve shot baskets for a little while and talked a little bit. And then I came and sat down next to Alex. And then Scott came in. So me, Scott, Steve, Alex, and Haley, we all just sat there and talked. And then Miss Julie came in and sat down there and talked with Haley. And honestly, I was very content to be right there. In fact, at one point I thought about getting up, and I looked and everything looked soaking wet, and I went, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing it. I'm not. Sorry. I didn't. No one was begging me to play. No one really wanted me to play, which was fine because I was fine with that, and I was content with being indoors.
I want you to know when you left, I told Trent, I said, I bet $1 million he's going to drive to that guy's house and his keys are not going to be there. And so when I found out that the keys weren't there, I looked at him and told him. We were both laughing about it. I was like, I knew it. I knew the keys were not going to be at that house.
Well, But I'd called Mom, and they weren't at our house, so they had to be somewhere.
They were at the house. Dad, in his older age, is now losing stuff frequently.
Found my flashlight, though, for those who are wanting
literally,
to know.
yesterday, gets a flashlight in church, and then before the night's over, he's already lost it. And, y'all have heard the story about how he lost the other flashlight. And so Mom texted me immediately because she found some humor in it. Immediately texted me and goes, "Hey, Dad's already lost his flashlight."
By the way, I found it. It's right where I put it. Typically is.
It's always right where he put it, but he likes to blame at least 3 other people before he gets there.
I didn't blame anybody. I was just like, man, I wonder what I did with that flashlight. I know I had it, so it's got to be literally right here somewhere. But anyhow, I love it. It's good. So, but yeah, we played volleyball Sunday night. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I didn't have to be in the wet sand. A couple of the folks came in. They looked like drowned rats. They looked really cold. There was even some folks that were shivering. They were that cold when they came in. I was like, my goodness. Like, they were talking to me, and they were shivering in their talking. And I'm thinking, yep, nope, I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I wasn't a part of that. So, But we had a good time.
I love winning, so it was worth it.
Yep. So next Sunday night, we will kick off, and 6 o'clock, Converge in the dark. It'll be good. I'm excited to get that back up and going. And
Converge at night.
Converge at night. Converge at Shiloh at 6 p.m. So if you're a college-age student and you're listening to this, you live in the area, man, come bring some friends, come hang out with us. We're wrapping up our thought on temptation, and Keagan's going to do that. We've got a game, and just it'll be good. We'll have a good time, fellowship, hanging out.
And we're giving away $500 to whoever wins the game this week.
$500. Wow, that's a lie, but I don't know where you're getting $500 from.
You said we were going to do that.
I didn't say that.
Well, anyways, you ready to get into your 14-pager?
Well, we want to talk about that, or do we want to talk about... Yeah, we could talk about that. So Sunday morning...
What were you wanting to talk about?
Well, I think we also need to spend some time talking about pastor appreciation and all the nice stuff
that's part of Sunday
that people did. So
that's part of the service.
So in the first service, we were a little low, not a whole lot of folks, probably 35 or so, but it's always good, always a good spirit. And then there's a couple in there. They've been hanging around for a while. We've been seeing them, and they've been coming. And they talked to me Sunday after that service and said, "Hey, what do? We want to join the church." So got the opportunity to talk to them about whether they have been saved or not. They've both been saved and baptized. And
in the first service?
Yeah, in the first service.
I missed that.
So well, they didn't come down. They talked to me after everybody walked out.
Gotcha.
So as everybody was leaving and shaking hands.
Where do they sit?
So if you're on stage and you're looking out to your far right, the gentleman and his lady.
Blonde lady,
yep.
Got it.
Yep.
There.
Super nice folks.
I like them.
And they want to join, and that's awesome. And they've both been saved and baptized. And I said, and it's a funny thing that happened. I said, in that order. And he goes, and he paused for a second. He goes, "I've never been asked that." And I said, "Well, you'll be amazed how many people got it backwards. So we need to fix that." So I told him, a lot of kids will be, baptized when they're kids, but then you're then later saved. Well, then you need to be rebaptized. And he goes, "I never thought about that." So anyhow, but we had a good conversation with them, and they're gonna. I think they're gone the next couple of weeks. I think they're out of town. But the next time they're back, they said they're going to come down and join. So, and they've been coming on Sunday mornings to the 8:30 service, and we've got a pretty good little group of kind of gotten into the who's going to come and who's not going to come kind of deal. And there's a pretty good group. I wish it was a little bigger, but maybe it'll get bigger as we go. But yeah, it went good. And then in the second service, it was obviously the numbers were better, but still a little bit low. I'm not for sure why, but all in all, spirit was good, attitude good, people were good. And so this message, by the time you put it all out on paper, it was a lot. But what I found is as I was teaching it, I was able to, I can say that without saying all of that. So I had everything in there I was going to say, and I was able to go, well, I don't have to say it all of that. I can still get my point across without saying all that. So I was able to take basically 14 pages and make it into, maybe 8 or 9 pages. And so, but it went really well. I was really concerned. I was only maybe 10 minutes longer, and so that was not a tragedy. I didn't hear anybody complain, but we were definitely 12:05 before I started invitation, so we're definitely later than normal. And so then you get to the restaurant later, and everybody's there, and it's crowded, and now then your whole day is a little bit backed up. And so I apologize for being long, but there was some background stuff in the Old Testament I felt like had to be out there to explain those 4 verses. So to understand those 4 verses, Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 through 20, you kind of needed to do a back. Yeah, you had to kind of do a little back of the Old Testament to understand, because Jesus says, I didn't come to eliminate the law, to get rid of the law. I come to fulfill the law. And so explaining that, talking about that, and it was really good. Of course, we're still talking about the Sermon on the Mount, and the first week was the Beatitudes, the second week, Salt and Light. Then this week was just his thoughts on the law and the importance of it and that kind of deal. And so I think it went well. And if you weren't here and you didn't get to hear it, go to Facebook and watch it. It'll be up for about a month, and then it'll go away. Facebook has started making it to where I think there's only like 4 to 5 weeks, and then that you lose. So you have about 4 or 5 weeks to watch it. And so anyhow, if you want to watch it, but it was good. Yeah, it was a good day, and the message was good. It was just talking about how Jesus he came to fulfill it. He's all the Old Testament is simply just pointing to a Messiah, pointing to a Savior,
the pioneer and perfecter,
to a Redeemer. Yeah.
What verse is that? Where's that at?
I don't know.
The pioneer and perfecter of our faith. And it's like, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat at the right hand of the throne of God.
Yeah, I thought that's somewhere in the New Testament.
Where's that at?
I don't know. In the New Testament, maybe.
I guess it doesn't matter right now.
Hey, if you put in your comments, let us know. That'll be great. So.
Yeah, shout out. Jed commented on the last episode saying that 1 John's also his favorite book. So
Jed likes 1 John.
You're a smart man.
So if you want to comment or whatever, ask a question, you can do that.
Or if you just want to compliment how I look today, throw that in the comments.
No, you don't have to do that. Don't do that. You're more than welcome to throw it into the comments, or if you want to email us, or email me, chadeholsey72@gmail.com, and just put in the subject line podcast. We'll know that it pertains to the podcast. That's where you want it to go. But we appreciate that. Rick Wood did say that he liked the podcast.
Shout out Ricky, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Rick. They were here last week. He played the guitar for us. Always enjoy him being here. What did you say?
Said old Skinner.
Oh, Skinner. And so it was good. It was good to have them with us. It's always good to see them. And we always enjoy them being with us. But anyhow, I guess he didn't know we were doing a podcast, so he watched it last week, I guess. And so
it's always funny when, even before we started announcing the podcast, people's reaction to walking in and seeing the podcast set up in here.
Yeah,
they're like, "Are y'all doing a podcast?"
Well, that's what Rick did. He walked in and goes, "Is this a podcast?" I went, "Well, yeah, if you want to call it that. I mean, I guess that's what we're trying to accomplish here." And so, but anyhow, so then he went and watched us this week. And last week and said good things.
Yeah, it was good service though, good message, a great music set this week.
And man, Jeff did a fantastic job.
Great. Andy was great.
Yeah,
man, them guys are so talented.
Brandy was out of town and was not able to be here, and Jeff.
It's nice to have a team that's ready to step up whenever anything happens. Of course, Jeff is a great singer. Those songs were great. I had a good time playing them. Of course, he picked 2 songs that are just really fun for drummers. So I was having a blast. That reminds me, we've got to replace those heads on those drums.
Yep, I've told you that 100 times.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so if you're out there and you know anything about putting new heads on drums,
we need it done by Sunday. That bass head it's split into 3. It looks like I've created a peace sign.
That's awesome.
And so it had busted in the middle. And it was in the middle of a service, so I moved the pedal over to the right where it was still a little bit okay. Well, then it busted there, so now it's all the way on the left, and it's barely hanging on to its last leg. So that's why the bass, if you even notice, that's why it sounds so terrible.
So, if you know anything about drums, come see us. We need help. We need help.
thank y'all. You want to get into pastor appreciation
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
all that, because
Absolutely.
we're super appreciative of all that.
Crazy. Very kind. So, first, we want to thank our deacons and trustees and their wives that organized that and put that all together. That is definitely not something that we do require, demand, or even ask. And they just do that, and it's really, really cool that they try to get everybody organized and so I am super thankful for the cards, the nice words, even the gifts. None of those are necessary, but we are truly, truly grateful. And it's really neat to even the kids, they do their little cards, and that's always really cool and really neat. And so there were a lot of cool gifts and a lot of generosity and a lot of kindness. And so we are truly, truly grateful and definitely feel appreciated and thankful to be here at Shiloh Baptist Church and the opportunity to minister and to worship here and to be the pastor here for 12 years now. And I'm grateful for that. The Lord has done some really, really good stuff, and we've got good people that love us, and I'm grateful for that. And even some people, like I read the card and that are really new to the church, and they said really nice words, and there's even a couple of cards from folks that hadn't even joined the church yet, but they have said really nice things. So that's really good. We see that God's doing some good stuff. I hope they didn't feel like they had to do that. I hope they didn't feel like
that's always the
that
fear.
was a requirement,
But yeah, no, everybody that wrote letters, they were super nice and very encouraging. It was really cool to get to go home from church and just sit down and read through all those. I know y'all were reading them upstairs.
Yeah, so for folks who don't know, what we do is we just go home, sit down on the couch, and me and Tracy just, she grabs a card, I grab a card, I'll read a card, and we'll read it out loud, and then she'll open up a card and she'll read it out loud, and we'll just go back and forth until we get through them all, and it's just really just a sweet, moment to kind of just sit down and to read people's thoughts and what they're saying. So yeah, it's really, really, really nice. And like I said, the gift cards and the other gifts, the other things that were given, just really, really nice, really, really
so
neat.
nice.
Yeah.
So
we appreciate it.
Well, it's nice to know how much they know us, because we got 3 boxes of Debbie snacks each.
Well, Tracy snatched up the chocolate trees really fast. She took those; they're gone. So that leaves me with the white and with the brownies, and that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna eat them either way. But she kind of named and claimed the chocolate ones pretty quick.
They got me a Lego set.
That Lego set's pretty sweet.
I tell you, they know me pretty well. I'd say I got a Lego set, I got Debbie snacks, and then I got 9mm ammo.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great.
It's perfect.
Yeah, all that great gifts, and then
flashlights too. We got flashlights.
Flashlights were fantastic, and the Longhorns razor.
That was so funny.
The Longhorns razor was super cool, and then we got I got some really good gift cards. I don't know what you got. I got some really good gift cards, and then people just gave gifts that just were very sweet, very thoughtful. And just really, really nice. And so, we're excited about that, and we're excited for 12 more years, hopefully, here at Shiloh. And if I don't die before then, and
I don't know if you got 12 in you.
Wow. I hope so.
Well, how old are you? 55?
I'm 50. Oh, well, easy. That's crazy. 53.
53.
And,
all right.
And I think, you need to slow down.
I'd say you can go till 70.
You think?
Yeah. You got that.
So 16 more years is what I got.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like whoever the Lord went in and said, you've got 15 years. Is that what the Lord told him? And then you're going to die.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Or maybe you're like Abraham, and God's about to tell you and Mom that y'all are going to have another kid.
That's crazy. But if we do, I hope it's a boy, and I want to name him Nicodemus. I've already, and I said, if we have another kid, if it's a boy, can I name him Nicodemus? She looked at me like I was a stupid moron, and she goes, I don't care, because I don't think she's planning on it. But God, all things are possible. So we'll see. But his name will be Nicodemus.
We call him Nico for short or something?
Nick.
I like Nico. Like Nico Collins.
I've never even heard of Nico. I don't even like that.
Nico Collins is terrible this year, so that's
Nicodemus.
But how about them Spurs? They're going to the finals this year.
No one cares about the Spurs that's listening to this podcast.
Wembanyama.
Wow.
What a name.
That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. So
Bruins have already upset me a few times.
well, it's a sad
Rangers
day.
are out. Longhorns are going to overtime back-to-back weeks with the two worst teams in the SEC. Cowboys just lost to the Broncos. So
Hey, I
really,
haven't watched that game yet. Thanks for ruining it, man. Hello.
dude, it's been 24 hours.
I haven't had a chance to watch. I watched the first half.
You didn't watch it last night? I watched it last night when we got home.
I couldn't. I was hanging out with your mother.
You didn't have to do that.
I did too. That's part of the commitment, part of the sacrifice. Well, it wasn't a sacrifice.
Y'all could have watched the game together. You don't have to watch murder shows every night.
We weren't watching murder shows. What were we watching? I don't remember, but it was really
Well,
good. and we had a good
I'm
time.
really sorry for that. I just assumed you watched it last
no,
night.
thanks. I guess I don't have to watch it now.
I feel terrible because
No, you
we
don't.
always angrily talk about when people ruin the games for us, and now I've just done it.
You just did it. That's fine. You know.
I become the enemy.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. It just happened.
I
It's
was
fine.
just trying to make the point that the Spurs are all I have left.
The Spurs are it, and you made your point and ruined my day at the same time. It's fine, but I felt like when I turned it off at halftime that I kind of felt where it was going. So
You were already up
it's not
to
a tragedy.
halftime and just didn't go ahead and finish it last night?
No, I was so sleepy I could barely stay
We
up
got
till
home
halftime.
at like 8.
I know, but I didn't start it till after 10. Yeah.
Oh, you started first half last night.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
didn't start
Okay.
anything
I thought you were
until
saying you had watched it.
No, I didn't start till late. So, but yeah, it was I guess it's another tragedy. Oh, but they're the greatest offense in the NFL apparently. We ain't winning any games, but we're the greatest offense in the NFL.
Because there's a total of 2 brain cells on our defense.
Stupid. Anyhow, so yeah, great weekend and
Great week.
Yeah, good week. Our Wednesday night went well. Oh, real quick, hey, just want to invite everybody out this Wednesday night. Rain or shine, we're doing trunk or treat from 6 to 7:30. So an hour and a half. Come out. We got a ton of candy, and so if you have kiddos, grandkiddos, any kind of kiddos, grab the neighbor kiddos.
Or if you just see kids on the street, throw them in the car.
Yep, grab them up, bring them up, and y'all come hang out with us. We will have hot dogs. We're probably going to have popcorn, cotton candy. We're going to have a ton of regular candy. We have gifts for you when you come in the door. We'll have the bounce house up and going. There'll be so much happening, so come and be a part. It's going to be great. No Pickens?
Yeah, No Pickens rated us the #1 trunk or treat in all of Pickens County.
When do they do that? Oh, I love it. Wow. Congratulations.
So look at us. So
yeah.
don't waste your time at the other trunk or treats.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I mean, you can go, but come to ours first.
Yeah, that just doesn't make no sense to go to 2. And so, but if you want to get a lot of candy real fast,
And we're also got rated #1 live nativity in all of Pickens and #1 best looking drummer in all of Pickens. So,
so we clearly know that those are 3 lies.
We are on fire.
Yeah, we really know that none of that's accurate. But I will tell you, I feel like we put on a really good trunk or treat, and we have more trunks this year than we've ever had before, Tracy said. More people have signed up this year to do trunks than ever
at
before.
least a third of them will cancel before.
That's not true. And it's going to be
happens
great.
every year.
So come and be a part, hang out with
Here's
us.
the deal.
I know it's supposed to be raining, but that's fine. Just come and we're up underneath the awning, and so you can come and get all the candy and not get wet at all. So
We could open up the gym doors and pull everybody's cars into the gym.
not everybody's.
Why not?
That doesn't make sense, and you're crazy. So
Go in this
we're not going to do it.
Big circle.
No, we're going to do it right here up
Gross.
underneath our awning because I can see right now there's plenty of dry concrete behind us that we can
Yeah, 3/4 of it.
put a car on. So it'll be great, and we'll throw some candy at your kids. And so come, safe place here at Shiloh Baptist Church. If you don't have a church, come check us out. Our services are 8:30. Our first service is 8:30. From 9:30 to 10, we have donut fellowship time and coffee out in the front foyer. Then 10 o'clock, we do Sunday school. 11 o'clock, second service. And 6 o'clock on Sunday night is college class, Converge. We call it Converge. And then Wednesday night, not this Wednesday night, but Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, we eat. 6:30, kids and teens, 7 o'clock. Men and ladies Bible study plus another Bible. So there's 2 or 3 different Bible studies you can come and choose to go to.
And check out our website
Every
'cause we got a lot of events going on. See what you can.
Yeah, I need to
be a part of.
update that. That's kind of behind.
Yeah, if you are good at websites and want to take that away from Dad.
Well, Mandy wants to do that, and I keep forgetting to give her the passcode to get going on it. So I need to give that to her.
Hey, also, quick shout out. I don't know how this has happened, but we have a repeat listener from the UK. So
Yeah, hey, let us know who you are.
I don't know how you found us, but thank you for listening. It's
awesome.
pretty cool. welcome. If
Come
you're
and be a part.
ever in the States, you got a church to visit.
Yeah, come see us. Come see us. We'd love to have you. And then just the other thing is our live nativity, December the 15th and the 16th, I believe.
I have no idea.
I think it's the 15th and the 16th. It's a Friday night, Saturday night, and y'all come out. We want to invite everybody out to that.
I didn't even know trunk or treat was this Wednesday. I was getting ready on a lesson for this Wednesday.
Nope. Take it easy. We don't have to do it this week. We do have to get ready to hand out a bunch of candy, but it'll be good.
Thank you to everybody who brought candy. We have so much.
Yeah, thank you for the candy people. Some of y'all are very, very faithful to do that, and
Which
I know
is
it's
good.
expensive.
We need y'all to bring a lot of candy because me and Dad eat a lot of it throughout the week, and so someone has to replace that.
Yeah, we got to replace the candy that we've eaten.
Just kidding.
So just
We've
kidding.
only had like 1 or 2 pieces.
Or 7 or 8.
And a lot of the pieces I've had, Miss Julie Box has thrown at me as I walk past her classroom.
Yes. She's
It's her fault. She's the bad guy.
Yeah, she's the bad guy. So anyhow, yeah, that's us. And then those are the 2 biggest things that are coming up is Trunk or Treat this weekend or this Wednesday, and then Live Nativity. So we'll announce that more and get that more out there. But that's what's going on. And so I think that's it for the week. We're about 10 minutes short, but not the end of the world. I'm sure y'all are probably ready for us to stop talking at this point. So
to fill up some time, Dad's going to sing a quick song.
Oh, wow. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're just going to say goodbye and thank you for listening and let people know about us. And if you have, like I said, have any comments or any questions or anything like that, you can put that in the comment section or send an email to me, chadeholsey72@gmail.com, and just put in the subject line podcast, and that way we'll know what it's for, and we'll read those and do our best.
Make sure to comment on how good I look this week. Hey, tell everybody you know about the trunk or treat. Let's try to pack this place out. We got more trunks than we've ever had, so let's try to have more kids than we've ever had.
It'll be great. Hey, y'all be good. Have a great week. Stay dry out there, and we'll see you Wednesday night.
Bye.